No, yeah. Some more
Yeah, that's right. Same.
Rubbish.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome everybody to this meeting tonight. Thank you candidates for coming to speak to us. Thank you audience and support people for coming to listen, because without both we don't have a meeting. So it's really a great pleasure to be welcoming you all here tonight. I'm Rose Black. I'm one of the researchers from Poverty Action Waikato. And we're really wanting to hear what the candidates are going to say about poverty and issues surrounding poverty and problem gambling tonight, because we think this is a significant issue in the Waikato, and we want to hear what candidates are saying so that we are informed as voters as to how we might vote for them. So we've written the question on the whiteboard. We've also sent the question out to all the candidates that are here. We're going to give each candidate 3 minutes, and we're going to be quite strict. And Anna's, hello, come in. Anna's going to be ringing the cowbell at the end of each 3 minutes. Now this meeting we've organised it with Anna Cox sitting over here is their co-researcher, and Matt Llewellyn from the Problem Gambling Foundation. We've got together to organise this meeting. So I think we'll just, without further ado, what we've done is we've asked candidates to pick a number. We're going to give, you've each got 3 minutes to speak, and we're going to keep to that time as much as we can, and we would like you to address the question on the board. Thank you. So who's number one?
Thank you. I was lucky, wasn't I? Eh? Okay, 3 minutes. Well, first of all, I'm the mayoral candidate, and I'm running a rates control team, and I think that's essential that they keep the rates to inflation. And part of the poverty question is some of the solutions to problem gambling. Well, I'm pleased to report that I was on the Gambling Policy Committee, have been for the last 6 years. For 6 years we fought to put a sinking lid on pokie machines. And in actual fact, for the last 3 years we couldn't get that. And I've got to confess, Councillor McPherson and myself drove that, but we never quite had the numbers for that. And this year, we've actually, just only about 4 weeks ago, we actually got a sinking lid policy. So that's the dream for that to keep on going. I think that's most important. Coupled with that is that if I became mayor, I want to have a blitz on these corner drinking stores and alcohol outlets. I think that is another area that you really should be talking about. And I guess that's one of my dreams, that we can reduce those liquor outlets. They always seem to come up on the poorest areas of the street, and it really hooks in those people that can't afford, A, to drink, and B, when they've had a drink, they think they're going to win lotto. But, you know, those are some of the real issues. The support work by mayors and councils, well, you know, I've talked about this before, and I know I get faces pulled behind my back, but we have a huge debt problem. And I know some people will say behind me that it doesn't belong all to the ratepayers, but eventually it does. And I think if we can run our council on a more business footing, with this team that I've put up behind me, who are, you know, business, large majority of them run their own companies, So if we can get this place running more on a business footing, we're going to have more money to put into community groups and support. And I think that's essential, that this council is borrowing $90 million to balance the books this year. They're the facts. The facts are, and they're all on the website, so I'd like you to check these out, because I get cold faces behind me. We have $68 million worth of carryovers this year. 1.5 million as a consequence of rates in that. So they are areas that we can run a better service, a better council, with your money, and that we'll have money to support local groups. And I think that's what it's all about. In the last 3 weeks I've been talking to that many groups, and every one of them has asked me for more money. And I said, we're running record debt, but don't worry, it's only 60 cents a week, somebody was saying, or $1 a week for the increase. If we can get inflation down, to our costs down to inflation, we're going to save $2 million a year. $2 million. We save $2 million, there's $2 million to use. Personally, as a businessman, I'd rather knock it off debt, but if we have to listen to the public, if that's what you want, we save $2 million, there's $2 million there for you to spend. Our team is going to listen to the public, and we're going to listen to you this way. Through your rates bill, 52,000 rate bills go out 4 times a year. On there will be a tick box for significant issues you can have a say. So I think I can do every one of those lines for you.